Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Geeks and Degenerates. With me is Jomar as always, and today we are talking about a comedy classic, Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Sir.
So, unlike most of our videos, we won't do this, story bit by story bit, because there's not really much of a story to go through. Just ridiculous shit out of ridiculous shit. But how did you first come across this movie?
Um, so it was always on my list of movies I must watch because everybody had been saying like, "Oh, you love Monty Python, you love Monty Python." I was like, "Cool, I'll look up Monty Python." Monty Python has like shit ton of movies with the name Monty Python on it. So I was like, "Which one do I watch?" It was Holy Grail. So I was like, "Okay, you know what? People are getting sick all over the world and nobody can go out. Might as well start with this one." So I did. And yeah, I will say I had a boring time, but I did. It was an old movie, and it was fucking funny.
Yeah.
There's some points where I was like, I'm guessing I didn't get the joke because maybe it's where what time period it was set in. It was pretty much a relevant joke.
Mm.
But a lot of times, this one has had me laughing, like if I like spit take laughing.
Yeah, I watched this around 2019. I like you. I'm like, I keep hearing good things about this, and like I keep seeing memes and like one of her friends, the guy in the filthy Frank costume, not Edwin or Spam guy, but like the other guy with us, the the guy I would say, uh, kept quoting it in our high school. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck do you mean by flesh wound?
Just but a flesh wound.
Yeah,
Man was ahead of his time before memes were relevant.
right. But yeah, I sat down probably like 2018. I was like, you know what? I might as well.
What?
Uh, I sat down like 2018, 2019, and then it's like I might as well watch this. And then I did. I'm like, you know what? For a comedy that has hardly ever has any fucks or bitch or shit. That's pretty smart. That's pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Did it not have any curse words in there?
I mean, unless you count blasphemy. Jesus Christ!
Nah.
Nah, nah.
I don't think that counts.
But yeah, from the moment the fucking credits open, you were like, why does this come with subtitles? I don't remember putting them on, but okay. And as they go along, you're like, did I put on the wrong movie? Or is Netflix
Right?
broken?
Right, it was so weird because they put the end credits at the begin, so it's the beginning credits.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh? And then like they would joke about like, oh, how the translator got like,
A
I forgot
moose
what the
bit
word.
my sister. You're like, huh?
I don't like. I'm not getting this. Is this some kind of humor like of the time period? I was like,
Probably.
not. Yeah, in my opinion, it wasn't that funny. I was like, okay, carry
But it
on,
does throw you off once you're like saying moose trainer, moose and you're like, the fuck is happening?
right? And then a little bit warning to our audience: if ever you want to try Monty Python, and the Holy Grail, just make sure you don't have epilepsy.
Yeah. Because by the end,
the
like
bit,
20
no,
whooping
but
llamas. You're, okay.
no, it's not that. Is that in the opening credits? It just gives you a shit ton of. I don't know. They blast the lights at you like
Yeah.
on and off. Like oh, I'm like even I got bothered. I was like, oh fuck. And then they start with the movie. I don't get British humor from you today, but like
Yeah.
okay.
Uh, I love the fact that they use, coconuts for horses because in real life, the movie didn't have budget for that anyway. Like, you know what? Fine.
Yeah. I love how they play on the fact that like we are a low budget film. I'm pretty sure when we pitched this idea, none of them took it seriously.
Yeah.
So, we didn't have that much money, so we got the costumes. We rented like a castle from here to there, but we couldn't get the horse.
But yeah, there's a story of Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table and just, puts them in funny situations, like ridiculous. Like,
Nah, they're on a journey towards the Holy Grail,
Sure.
which, spoiler alert for this review, they don't find.
I love the first encounter was like, "Who you're looking for at night?" And the other guards is like, "Where the fuck do you find coconuts in England?"
I was like, he has a point. What if a swallow, like, carries it through a tropical area and brings it into Europe? And then they're trying to, like, figure out and do the math on, like, how can a swallow bring a coconut all the way to Europe from a tropical environment? And I was like, they're really putting on with this joke, huh? Or this bit. And I was like, even to the point that Arthur just said, you know what, fuck it.
Fuck it. I love the. Excuse me, old lady. I know, lady.
I don't know. And then this fucker just becomes all political. Like, this is like 21st century politics. I'm like,
how did you become king? The lady from the water gave me a sword. Oh, the lady from the water gave you a sword. Now you're the fucking king.
like, oh, I'm the king. King of what? England. All of this. I'm like, I didn't vote for you. I'm like,
I didn't even know we had a king.
I was like, and you gotta love how they kind of gave random people, like farmers, just do random things in the background.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you noticed it, but people were just digging on dirt. Like, well, the lady was like, oh, there's some fresh dirt here, and then she's just piling it on. I'm like, what? What are they doing?
Again, it's not a stupid scene where stupid dialogue. Like, the thing the farmer's saying is like, he has a point.
It's on point. Like, this is, like, legit. Yeah, this is how politics work. I'm like, damn, this guy's straighting.
And why?
Pretty much shooting straight fire. I'm like, okay.
And why a monarchy doesn't really work for the people, Rick. Alright.
You hear that, England?
Help, help, I'm being repressed. See the
I'm being
violence.
repressed.
See the violence inherent in the system.
And he's like, shut up, you peasant. It's like, see? Oh, it was so good. And I love the bring out your dead. Where the guy was pretty much bringing out his, like, dad. He was still alive.
Yeah. I can still. I'm going for a walk. Stop dreaming, old man.
It was like, he's sick, he's very ill. I'm getting better!
Can you come back? Can you come back some other time? No, man. The other family lost 9.
I was like, I'm coming on Thursday. I'm like, God damn it. He'd be like, can you do something about this? He knocks him out.
Oh, God.
And like, then King Arthur passes by. And I love that like little quip. Was like, I was like, oh, that must have been a king. Like, how can you tell? Ain't covered in shit. I was like, yeah.
And then you also say, is this where you also see the witch trial? It's a witch! It's a witch!
You gotta love how like the cast was kind of small too, because you see the actor of Lancelot in the crowd of the witch hunters.
Yeah.
And yeah, go on.
How do you know she's a witch? Look at the way she looks. Her nose, her dress, like they dress.
She has a hat. Wait, what was the name of the knight for this one? The one with the mustache. He was my favorite.
Is it Lancelot?
No, it's not Lancelot. It started with a B or something. Hold on.
Sir Benevere?
Benevere. And he's supposed to be like the wisest one. And he started to pull out like logic on wood floats, so does duck. So if the duck weighs as the same as wood, which is what the lady's made out of, which is what they think witches are made out of, then she is a witch. And they put them on a scale, and for some reason they weigh the same.
And then she's like, that's a fair call.
Yeah, like, that's a fair call. And she gets burned on the stake for being a witch. I'm like... And this is supposed to introduce us to the wisest man on the round table. I'm like... Oh, no.
And then they're making their way to Camelot, and they see... Now, before that, the guy gets an encounter with the Black Knight, right? Arthur finds the Black Knight, and he's like, would you join us in your quest? says nothing. Like, well, let me pass then. None shall pass. And then they engage in this brutal duel, where slowly but surely he just slices off the Black Knight's arms and legs. You're like, why?
I mean, okay, the build up to the scene though was actually really cool because you do see the Black Knight like being a legit, well choreographed battle with another knight, which call her Green Knight, I guess. I was like very shocked because I was like, this is actually really good
Really gory
for a comedy.
Like he's just spurting out blood from his eyes. Like, oh god, poor guy.
And then, like, yeah, he goes up against King Arthur, and somehow King Arthur bested him.
I love the like when he's dueling and it's intense music. He just taps his arms and goes, "Whoops,
Yeah,
it's only a flesh wound. Your arm's off." No, it ain't. What's that then?
the man's in pure denial. And he's like, "Oh, it ain't. Have at thee." But like, yeah, I love this scene. Like, he's pretty much. I don't know how they did this effect. I don't know if it was green screen. I don't know how they cropped both his arms and legs out, or they buried him in the floor. But where he was like on the floor, pretty much nothing anymore. He was like, "Coward, come back here." It was such a funny scene, such a good scene, and gave us tis but a scratch.
Yeah. And after they get their assignment for God, they go to the castle with the French guard. Oh, by the way, the French guard is also played by the guy who's the Black Knight. So there we go.
Ah, okay. And then, we also forget that they actually introduced a couple more knights. Like, they didn't show how they introduced the other knights.
Yeah.
They got Galahad, Lancelot, and, what's the name? What's the name
Benevere?
again? Huh?
Benevere?
No. There was another one. He had like a chicken on.
Sir Robin?
Sir Robin. Yeah, he was supposed to be like the brave. The Sir Robin the brave.
Yeah.
But, of course, they had to pull the joke of like him having a chicken on his shield because he's scared all the time.
Yeah.
And he always retreats.
And then once they get to the French castle, the French guard starts busting their balls.
But I do love the scene though. They pretty much make a Trojan horse, a Trojan rabbit, and this Benevere like, I have an idea. They make the Trojan horse and set it off, and you're like, what happens now? Well, me, Galahad, and Lancelot will jump out when they're asleep.
And others like, wait a minute.
They all look at each other and they're like, but we just sent it inside, you fuck.
And they send the bunny back through the castle. Like, Jesus Christ. Crushes one of the horses. I love the scene before that I fought in your general direction. Your father smelled of elderberries and your mother was a hamster. Like, what?
Okay. Very odd insults, but I'll accept it.
And then he sends a cow to them too. Just fucking catapults the beef. Like, you got milk? Ah, fuck.
No, he's pretty much had beef. No, but like, yeah, that shit was such a good scene. And whoever like dropped a legit wooden sculpture of a rabbit on a dummy, good job. Pretty much, I'm pretty sure that's where their horse budget went into.
Probably. And then they go their separate ways. Like, one of them, I think it was Lancelot, ends up with in this castle full of very...
No. That was Galahad.
Yeah,
Galahad the Pure.
Yeah. Ends up in this castle full of very horny people.
Very horny women,
Yeah.
I will say. Like, what was the name again of the castle? It was a Castle Anthrax.
Yeah.
I was like, what a fortunate name.
Right?
But, like, the entire time, I think there was a joke where all of the girls were kind of, like, named, like, nicknames of the pussy, you know? I don't know. I don't know if that was a joke. Like, they had really weird names. But
Yeah.
I'm guessing these were, like, analogies to, like, the vagina.
Yeah, and then she says to us, was like, we didn't know how the scene would play out. But the final version is much better than some of the other versions. And then some of the cast members like, well, at least ours were more visually impressive. Like, what does that mean? What do you mean visually impressive?
No, but like everybody was just like, get on with it, just get on with it.
And like since it's like, I thought the Grail was here. It's like, oh shit, no, our signal.
Our spotlight is in the shape of a grail.
We must be punished.
Uh,
Must spank her. And like, yes, spank us. And then the oral sex. Like, oh, you're going right into it.
And the last punishment is the oral sex. I'm like, yes, the oral sex. I was like, huh? And you can see like from the start, God was kind of like, no, I must stay pure. And they're like, you know what, fuck it, let's do it. And then Lancelot busts in. And he was like, oh, you're in peril danger. And I was like, no, I think I can take them.
I can take all of them.
All 107 of them. I was like, no, we must rescue you. Back, you wench. And then, like, as they get out of the castle, Lancelot was like, oh, you were in peril danger. You needed our help. For sure you're gay, aren't you? No, I'm not.
And then we cut to Sir Robin a bit. He's just prancing along, and then he has his own marching band singing his praises. And then he bumps into this three-headed dude. He's like, "Should we kill him? Nah, let's get dinner first." Or like, I don't want to come yet. Let's torture the shit out of him first. And he just backs away. And his band's essentially going, "Pussy."
Yeah, his band's pretty much singing of the brave Sir Robin who ran away and retreated.
Yeah.
Like just non-stop, was just shitting on him the entire time. He was like, oh, not?
Even before then, they were like, Robin doesn't mind being kicked the shit out of, or being crushed, or being lit on fire, and the guy's like, what the fuck? Excuse me?
No, shut up.
And then we cut to Arthur and... Oh, what's his name? What was
Arthur
it?
and Benevere?
Yeah.
Benevere.
They bump into the Knights of Ni. Again, I don't really get the scene either. I'm like, why is this funny?
Yeah, I don't get why it was funny. But I did laugh at the part where they're like, "Oh, we need what was it again? A shrubbery?" Yeah. They wanted a shrubbery, and they go to the old lady and they start tormenting her with the knee. And Benevere's like, "No."
No, it's Ni.
Is it like they had to coach him a little bit? Like, no, the knee. I was like, knee. And then one dude finally came over, was like, "Oh, I actually sell shrubbery." Then you see Benevere just like, "Me." It was like, no, we need him. I was like, oh, okay. The timing on Benevere there was really good.
And then you see what a shrubbery is, because I'm like, what the fuck is a shrubbery? Oh, what?
Oh. It's just a patch of plants.
And then they say something.
We're not
they say something that the Knights, it's the Knights of Ni's weakness. You're like,
no.
What did they say? Can't?
It was it.
Yeah,
it was it. Like, they can't say it. I was like, damn, how did you go through life without saying it? But okay.
Right?
But
because Arthur says something, I'm like, how do we get through life without saying that? But it is your weakness, really?
Right? Yeah, this for me was kind of weak. I do remember when we were in school, and I guess the cool kids were kind of like joking. I was like, oh, the Knights are saying neat. I'm like, oh, once I watch this movie, I'm gonna get it. I don't get it.
Me too.
I really don't get it. Well, I don't know what's funny about the Knights of Sadie.
Same here. But then we go to... What's the name of the knight who kills everybody?
I was gonna say, this is the best sequence in the fucking world. So, the story begins with the story begins with a prince who's being forced to marry a princess that he does not like. And I will say that there was a joke in there that kind of dragged on for a bit, where they're like, no, you have to guard him, don't let him go out. Dragged on for too long, in my opinion. But other than that, the prince pretty much ties a note shoots it out the window, and I could see how this note could be taken out of context. Because it does sound like, oh, a princess who's being forced to be married to another prince. But no, it's the other way around. And for some reason, the king does not like it when they burst into song and dance. And I agree. Because when we saw Camelot and they burst into song and dance, it wasn't that good. But anyway. And you just see Lancelot just charging.
From a distance, too.
Yeah, from a distance. You see just this guard just like... And I love it that they kind of have the rolling... was this rolling drums theme coming in? And they keep sending him back. They keep replaying the same tape of him running towards them. Like, probably 3 times. And then out of nowhere, the guard gets stabbed.
And the guard's like, hey.
Yeah. That was a funny thing. Like, he's stabbed. You know how you play Assassin's Creed and, like, stealth isn't an option in your, like, anymore? Like, stealth is not in your, it's not in the list anymore. It's just go in, fuck everybody up.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what Lancelot did. And to not even to the guards. He was like bridesmaids, servants, the father of the bride. He just started hacking down everybody. Which was the funniest fucking scene. I couldn't stop fucking laughing from this.
There's no choreography to it too. It's just ha! Ha!
Ha! Yeah! It was so funny. And then when he got to the bride, he just pretty much kicked her in the boob. And I'm like, what the fuck? I will say this is like the funniest scene in the movie. Like the entirety of the movie, I was like, wow. That went ham. What the fuck? And then he gets to the prince, pretty much. And he was like, oh, dear Lord, I finally... Oh. You're a man.
And the prince's like, I'm ready to be rescued. And the father cuts the sheet where he's hanging on to.
Oh yeah, he's like, I'm ready to escape. And the father just cuts his escape rope.
He's like,
from
oh well,
tower.
no well.
Yeah. And him and the king finding out, oh, he's actually from Camelot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of benefit from it. So he starts introducing Lancelot to the people he pretty much butchered. And then he was like, there he is! He goes back into fighting.
Not even, no! I was supposed to say, no, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Probably 2 body counts before they were like, wait! He's actually a knight. 2 extra body counts, I mean.
Right. And like when the father was still alive, like, he was grievously injured. Oh no.
And succumbed to his wounds by the cold dagger of death. They stab him.
Somehow his son survives, like, okay, sure. And he starts singing, like, oh, fuck it.
You know that they do have a little bit of a signature when they... Every time they try to pull off this joke of like, oh, he has died. Nope, he's still alive. Gravely wounded. He's getting better. Then they just kill him off. Like that's their entire shtick with this entire movie, and I like it.
Oh, before we go ahead, sometime I think after they did the whole Trojan bunny thing, you see like a historian, and you're like, what's happening? And he's like trying to tell Arthur, and then Knight just comes and just slits his throat. Like, what the fuck did I just see?
That one time they finally afforded a horse, they used it for that scene, which is so gold. I'm like, what? And then his wife comes into frame, like, oh my god, Richard! I don't know if it was Richard.
Like fucking, like the first time I saw him, like, did I just see what I fucking saw?
Yeah, I was like, wait, I thought this was set in 300 something AD.
And then they go to the last leg of the journey and they meet Tim, the wizard. And he's like, beware, there's this most foul of beasts guarding the entrance to the cave. And then out comes this bunny. And Arthur's like, what the fuck, man? Yar's worried for a bit. And then one night's like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking put it down. And the fucking bunny, you hear it go, ee! And just decapitate him.
Oh, but I love the charge. where all of them went at it and it started ripping everybody's throats out.
It's just bouncing out of him like it's fucking X-23. Like, Jesus Christ. This rabbit is fucking a beast, literally. And they're like,
Well,
we can't think of
I mean,
anything.
Tim was right.
Yeah. What's your solution? The holy hand grenade. It's like, the what?
Yeah. Like, this thing... I'm not gonna pretend like, oh, I knew what this thing was before anything. But, like... I remember seeing this firsthand in Worms, if ever you played that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a gun where it goes hallelujah and then it blows up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's where Worms got it. Got you. By the way, if y'all play Worms, what's up? Represent.
Unfortunately, my only exposure to it before then was fucking Ready Player One. Go figure.
Go figure. A shitty movie.
Hey.
Oh wait,
okay.
I already spoiled our review for it.
But yeah, they do the holy hand grenade and the poor thing just flies off to the distance. Like, poor bunny.
Yeah, to be honest, I had to rewind it because I didn't see it. Yeah, like I rewind, I was like, are they supposed to show the dead bunny? No. You just see it like fly off into the distance. I'm like, alright, I guess they...
And then they enter the cave, and then they read some instruction from Joseph of Arimathea. I'm like, why does he keep saying, ah?
No, that is the name of the castle.
Or is it, ah? Because there's this monster right behind him. And you know...
I love how when you did the sound, your mic cut out, so it just looks like you going...
Again,
Oh
man,
my-
I'll show
Alright.
up in the recording. I swear. But yeah, you know, for a movie in the 70s, the animation is pretty good. Especially for the monster.
Dude, like, yeah, the anime... Like, the movement for the knights, yeah, it was just a paper cutout going like...
Yeah.
But, for the monster alone, it was really good. And, wow, Deus Ex Machina, I guess, the animator died from a heart attack as they were being chased.
I think
so
that's
why
the
they defeated
animator. And he's a pretty young guy.
Aztec. He just...
Like, did you eat all of the
flat.
burgers in Burger King for you to die like that? Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, how much of the Zark's deep fried burger did you have before you got the heart attack, my dude? Right?
God, Zarks is, like, so oily, too.
There goes the sponsorship then. I'm fine.
Okay.
That's fine. But yeah, when they were being chased, I'm like, how the fuck are they going to stop this thing? Since it's 2D animated. How are they gonna... Oh, the orders, you had a heart attack. Oh, okay.
And they finally move on to the Bridge of Death, was it?
Yeah.
They make their way to the Bridge of Death, and they come across the old wise man, and you have to answer 3 questions before passing the bridge or face death. Answers these question 3.
Yeah.
And you gotta love how Lancelot was the one who was the most prepared to die from all of them.
Right.
He was like, I'm going up there. I don't care what the fuck happens to me. If I get it wrong or right, let's go. And he pretty much just answered. He was like, "What's your name? What's your quest? And what's your favorite color?" And Lancelot just gets to go through. He was like, "Huh, sick, cool, see ya." And then when it gets to Robin, what is the capital of Syria? He's like, I don't know that. And then when it gets to Galahad, he just copies Lancelot's question, Lancelot's answers. And he's like, wait, no! I was like, oh, you idiot.
It's blue! Wait a minute. Boing. Like, what the fuck? No, you just fucked up right there.
And then the final question was, what is the wind speed of a swallow carrying a coconut? And he was like, is it an African swallow or a European swallow? And the old man's like, wait, I don't know that. And then gets tossed into the... I was like, aw. Okay. I guess it's a callback to the first joke.
Yeah. And then I get to the other side and like, where the fuck is Lancelot? And Lancelot's being arrested by the police.
I guess it was him who was the one who's cut the throat of the historian.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we
I
already
think-
saw he would cut down anyone. So sure.
The man has a body count. Yeah.
And then they get to the castle where the French guards still at for some reason. And then I was like, you know what, fuck this. Let's assemble all the knights and fucking charge. And it's a glorious charge scene until the Popo come and they arrest everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, there's such a weird ending.
Right?
Like, I kind of knew where it was going because they were, like, showing the skit of, like, oh, why is the constable, like, here in the 1900s? Sorry, not 1900s, sorry, the, like,
Medieval
900
times.
AD.
Yeah.
Yeah, in medieval time, when they're supposed to be, I don't know, set in, like, medieval times. I'm being redundant. I'm losing my train of thought. You can cut that out.
You good?
No, because this ending's so weird. It's so fucking weird. Because they charge him somewhat like Braveheart style, and then it just immediately stopped by a rover. I'm like, okay. And they all get arrested. Well, I mean, Lancelot got arrested, and so did Benevere. And that was it. That's the end of the movie. Like, legit, that is it. You could leave the theater. There is no after credits. The credits were at the beginning. So, like, I even stayed. I was like, is there like an after credit? Is there like a bloopers? Nah. It's just black screen and somebody playing the organ for 6 straight minutes.
Hi, man.
I don't
Subversion of expectations, you know?
I guess.
I guess. Yeah, it's an odd classic movie, and people love it for a reason. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say, man.
I also don't know what to say. They don't get the Holy Grail. They never finish the quest. I don't know what world they're in now. Are they just delusional people who took role playing too far?
It's the world's most expensive LARP set.
That killed a historian.
Uh, but yeah, what would you rate this movie?
Like, I will say that, like, I know why it is a classic. I can see why it's a classic, and there's so many moments here that was so memorable. But there are a lot of jokes here that are outdated and probably we won't understand since it was made in what 70s.
Yeah.
And yeah, a majority of the time, some jokes are hit or miss, or were too, like, in my opinion, if you like the joke, it's fine. Love it. I ain't gonna judge you. But in my opinion, some jokes here were, like, very overrated. Like, or overhyped, I mean. Like, the Knights of Knee, it's so funny. I'm like, cool, I guess. The only funny part there was Benevere going knee to the guy with, like, the, what was
Santukan?
selling guy. Yeah, he's like, "Nee!" I'm like, oh, okay, that part's funny. Because it was just timing.
Yeah.
The joke wasn't funny, but the timing was. But other than that, this movie had a shit ton of jokes here. That was so funny. We also get this one. I don't know if it had any cuts, but it was just Lancelot pretty much mowing down a lot of people in a very quick, scene, and him kicking a bride in the boobs. That shit was funny. Galahad scene with the whole castle filled with very horny women. Really funny. Majority of the time, yeah, it was really good. It was really good. Some jokes were hit or miss. Some jokes I didn't understand. And some jokes are very outdated. But other than that, I'm giving this a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same here. Solely on rewatchability. To add on to your points, like some of the good jokes, like the lines of me, I'm like, I really don't get why it's supposed to be the most hilarious thing in the world. Other things like the Black Knight and Lancelot just cutting down a shit ton of people, I'm like, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Even towards the end, like, except for the weird ending, like the bunny, Tim, the bridge, the dragon, well, not dragon, the monster, all pretty good. And it's only rewatchable. And that's about why I keep rewatching this movie, man. But yeah, that has been our video on Monty Python and What's the full title?
The Holy Grail.
Sorry, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I was like, first time I'm like, the Knights of the Holy Grail. No, that doesn't seem right.
I'm sorry to everybody, but like I don't know if Enzo's gonna cut that part out, but Enzo going like Monty Python and the his eyes just roll back into his head. I'm like, are you okay?
I like stock knowledge. Come in, please. But yeah, that's our video on the Holy Grail, folks.
Yeah.
You can find us at Facebook at facebook.com/geeksanddegenerates. We have 2 live stream videos, one for our PCSD Origin and one for our anniversary. So yeah, you can check those out. We also stream games from here to there. We also react to trailers individually. You can find me at Gandalfos1995 on IG and Twitter. You
can find me at JohnGOM on Instagram. It is my art account.
And you can find us also at videos with our buddies at Slurrp Media on Facebook and Ankatanka on YouTube. But yes, please remember to stay safe, wear a mask, social distance, and get vaccinated if you can. And get your booster for fuck's sake. That is all the time we have, folks. Goodbye.